Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. For those of you that are now just joining my channel, welcome. For those of you that have been following my channel, I want y'all to see the aggravation and the frustration that I'm going through. I told y'all about the so-called trying to burn my notebook up. These are the pages that he tried to burn out of it. Now, since then, I've tried to put my notebook back together. And I know that I had my Bible names in my notebook. And so the man you all call Father, he said, Crystal, he said, get your notebook and, go over the Bible names with the people that come out of your name stacked. Now, mind you, this is how I've got my notebook set up. And then I've got these little pages, the separators. Now, since this incident has taken place, excuse my cough, I have kept my notebook locked up in my vehicle. Now, I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself. And I've already went through my notebook. And my Bible category names is not in my notebook. I've told you all about how I can't keep any writings. Without somebody trying to sit up here and tear up my shit or steal my shit or trying to tell me that I'm not who I am. Now, the tears that y'all see are tears of anger because I'm tired. When my writings don't pertain to nobody but me, and for somebody to want to sit up here and steal my writings or throw them away or doing whatever it is that they call themselves doing with it, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at the fact that my notebook is sitting up here still trying to come apart because motherfuckers want to be in it. And so, the man you all know as Father, he said, Crystal, he said, every time this boy wanted to argue with you, he said, I told you to remind him, you got 28 books out of the Bible, plus the Bible name, coming out of your name stacked. Plus 4 books out of the Apocryphy. Plus 4 books coming out of the Apocryphy. Plus the word apocalypse. And now, my Bible list is missing. Why didn't they take the presidential list that I've already spoken about? I'm a little bit upset. And then I hear fucking car doors out there. I know y'all can hear the chickens and the roosters crowing. And so I'm trying to even think, because there's only one key to my car. Who would have been in my notebook? But this is shit that I've been going through since 2019. And like I said, I've looked through my notebook since he tried to burn it. And my stuff was here. And my notebook sat. They didn't take none of my lessons out that we've already gone over. But my list of Bibles is gone. My list of names of Bible names that come out of my name stacked is missing. Because again, people, these motherfuckers want to set up here. Oh, she crazy. My writings of everything that the man you all call Father has revealed to me is not crazy. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let y'all watch me go through this notebook again. This is going to be my third time. I can't even pull all of my sheets apart correctly because this motherfucker called himself trying to burn my shit up. But that's right, because he white, it seems to be all right. I emailed those to somebody last week. And I told her everything that has taken place. Not only did I tell her that everything that has taken place, but I told her I've got it on recording of this so-called telling me that he's been thinking about killing me since since 2015. After he tells me these things, the man you all know his father, he takes me back through the scriptures, saying, Crystal, you laying at your graves. And then this so-called comes in with 6 shotguns on top of what he already has. And this woman who wanted to pretend that she cared, Crystal, send those papers in so we can help you get housing. Now she doesn't respond. You want to know why? Because I told her I didn't feel like there was going to be a proper arrestment made. Because the so-called sheriff is a Trump supporter, known as a racist and a prejudice. Everybody knows this. Everybody with some sense about themselves knows that Trump is a racist and a prejudice. And those that support him are the same classification. So, she falls in that same classification category. She let her thoughts be known. I can't get help. And I'm the tribal member. But when I have to go in to get assistance because somebody refuses to work, and they think because I live in their house, I'm supposed to pay all bills. They thought when they lived in my house that I was supposed to pay all bills. I'm just going off of what the man you all call father is revealing to me. He said, Crystal, when you went in there with that white so-called driver's license, she hurried up and got that shit in, didn't she? You've sent her photos. I've sent her photos of these sheets. I sent her photos of my sweatpants that got ripped that day. And I sent her photos of 6 shotguns that he brought in after telling me that he's been thinking about killing me since 2015. And I get no response. Because I tell her I don't feel like there's going to be a proper arrestment made. And there's other details to it. But I told you all about pretenders and interrupters. But here's the freaky thing, people. When I went in that first time to see if they could help get propane, excuse my cough, the man you all know as father, when that woman walked out, quotations around the word woman, he said, Crystal, do you recognize her? And I kind of looked at her and I said, kinda. And he said, okay. And then when we got in her office, he asked me again. He said, Crystal, do you recognize her? And I started recognizing her a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, kinda. And he was like, okay. And whenever I left, he told me, he said, you've been in a dream with her. He was like, that's why you recognized her. He's like, you ain't never met her. He's like, you've been in a dream with her. He was like, and this dream was so closely connected. That's why you recognized her. And in this dream, y'all had conversation. And I was like, okay. And so he went over her first and her last name with me. And I said, okay. And he told me that day, he said, she gonna lose her upspring. And I said, okay. And so I went on about my business. And then he told me to fill out that housing paperwork that she gave me. And he told me, he said, you put as much detail as you can in it. And I said, okay. And he told me to, now she told me to email it to her. And so he told me, he said, email it to her when you get some privacy. Because I don't get no privacy. Somebody that refuses to work because they want to sit up here and stalk me, I mean, we're just going to keep it real. That's what it all boils down to. When somebody is sitting up here calling when I'm not around, or calling when I leave the house to go to town, that's stalking. That causes irritability. And so whenever it got quiet that night, the man you all know as father, this was last Thursday, he said, Crystal, send those papers. And he told me then, he said, she's not going to respond. And then he went back through what I went through in 2016. He said, now remember, you've had a conversation with this girl, these specific conversations. He said, she's not going to respond. And I was like, okay. And he wanted me to contact headquarters. When I say headquarters, he wanted me to contact the main office to over the advocacy program. And this was Friday. And he said, no, he said, we'll give her some time. He said, because of the way she emailed you with the propane assistance. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. It was a late email, a late afternoon email. He said, so we'll give her some time. And I said, okay. And she never emailed. And he said, all right. And so yesterday, no. He said, we'll wait. He gave me all day Monday. He said, we'll give her all day Monday. I said, okay. And then yesterday, I woke up and he was aggravated and he was aggravating me. And he told me, he said, she think we playing. He said, just because she a Trump supporter and you're black doesn't mean she doesn't have to find you safety. By the way, she's white. I mean, that explains everything, right? And so he went back over, over how fast she worked the system whenever I went in there with that white man's ID. A picture of that white man's ID, how fast she jumped on it. And so, that's one of the details, like I said, I wanted to get on here and share the names of the books, the Bible books that come out of my name stacked. And, part of it, whenever he pulled me in here, part of it was him revealing to me that, somebody's been in my notebook. And like I said, people, if they gonna be in my notebook, shit, put me on the motherfucking mic. Don't sit up here and go through my stuff and steal my stuff. It is theft. And then these motherfuckers thinking that they gonna be like, oh, she crazy. Oh, no, sis, you sure you had that in there? Crystal, you sure that was in your notebook? I have no reason to sit up here and lie about everything that is taking place. And for the names to come up missing of the Bible that come and stacked out of my name to come up missing, we got a problem. And can't nobody be trusted. I'm serious. Can't nobody fucking be trusted. Don't make no fucking